Hello everyone, welcome to Canteen Cup. My name is Scott. Hope everybody had a happy new year. Uh, just out for a couple days, got a couple things I want to talk about, and trying to get a couple chores done in the process. One of the things that happened during my move is I crunched my tailgate to my camper and broke the glass and kind of bent the frame up, so I had to order a new frame and have that installed. Well, that got done yesterday, and so today, see if I can turn around and you can see. Maybe I can't see with this GoPro, but maybe you can see that I've got a new door. And anyhow, while it was when I went to get the work done, and then when I drove back, it was rainy, so there was a lot of moisture inside my pickup truck bed. And what had happened, with the tailgate closed and the hatch for the camper closed, it got a little foggy and I couldn't see out my back window. So this morning I came out and I opened this thing up to let it dry out a little bit. Now I'm going to have to go back in there and vacuum it and clean it and do a couple other things to get it ready for the new year. Like I said, I've taken a couple days off, and so actually I've taken a couple weeks off. We worked pretty hard getting our home ready, putting the house on the property, the tower, the gravel, the grading, the fence, and it was a pretty stressful 5 or 6 months. And so I had just taken some time off and have done a little as possible. So I'm back out today, and really what I'm doing today is I'm just kind of starting a few things up to make sure they can still start. This is going to be my tractor. It's going to get loud here in a second, then I'll walk away. And really what I'm doing with that is making sure it still starts, making sure it still runs, let the oil circulate through, get the battery, get a charge on it. It's been idle for a couple weeks. It's not used to that. But while I'm letting that run, I want to give you a Sitrep on a couple things. One is the 18th of January, the Outlander Viking group is going to have a meetup in Heflin, Alabama. Heflin, Alabama, at the rec center there. And I believe the address is 1228 Coleman Street, Heflin, Alabama. The meeting will start about 1,200 hours. It'll go to about 1,500 hours. I do have some topics I want to cover. I really haven't firmed it up yet. I do have some Vikings coming in from further west in Alabama. And so, you know, I may do a communications thing. I may do some map. I just haven't firmed it up yet. I haven't felt inspired one way or the other what to do. So I've been putting a couple things up, and we will have a program. I appreciate the guys from the Black Warriors Viking group coming to my meeting, and anybody else who wishes to show up. Again, it's 18 January, 1,200 to 1,500 hours, the Heflin Recreation Center in Heflin, Alabama. And hopefully we'll be able to start having a couple more meetings in that area. People from Georgia and Alabama and, you know, Tennessee, South Carolina, everybody's welcome to make it. So one of the things I'm going to work on this year, probably start this month, and I'm going to turn around so you can kind of see over behind me, is I've got a lot of woods back there. I'm going to start clearing that out. I have a bush hog. I have a two-wheel drive tractor with a smaller but sturdier bush hog that can actually cut down small trees, and I'll just go back and clear that out. We probably what we're going to put back there are some small trees or some small bushes, depending on what varieties we get, but we want to add elderberry to our homestead and blackberries, and then we're going to plant some herbs or some herbs, and then we're going to put some vegetables in. It just takes a lot of time. Where we are, the soil's not that good, so we have to spend a lot of time with soil preparation and a lot more clearing. You know, we bought 6 acres of mostly wooded property. There was a little path that went down to where we currently have our homestead, and the rest of it was wood. So we've been working on it. And let's see, well, so today, one of the things I was doing today, I was going through my ham gear, and specifically my portable ham gear. I have stuff that kind of stays in the house, and I have stuff I can take to the field with me. And I went through that. I checked all my batteries, I checked my antennas, I did an inventory, resorted everything, weeded out some things, and got that ready. And so that was part of what I did today. And maybe I'll bring some of that to the Viking meetup. And also too, if there's any Viking hams out there, you know, contact me. My contact information is on the meetup pages with the Viking preparedness. And really right now we're just in the startup stages, and what I'm doing is trying to get a group together of enough people we can start maybe doing a little training, or at least start putting together an SOP of what we would do as Viking hams to help Viking groups. Because if things go really bad, really sideways, then we should have the capability of the groups being able to talk to one another without using what we call the normal infrastructure. And that would mean radio probably of some sort, or some form of communication. But there has to be some coordination in there. And for those that watch some of my other videos, you know, you understand what I'm trying to say. And so I'm trying to help people, you know, get into a mindset of emergency communications. I'm not saying make it a priority of your life, but like everything else, you got to balance what you do, and you should have some kind of a plan to somehow, somewhere do something. All right, I've been watching this Iranian stuff, and you know, I believe that President Trump was right, and I believe that Iran needed a spanking. I was in the Army in 1979. I was caught up in that debacle, and I would not want to see our country go through that again. And I think that's where the Iranians were heading if we let them. And so I am grateful that we put a stop to it, that we let Iran know that not this time. Am I worried about escalation? No, I'm not, because back in 1979 there were some attempts to make rescues, and nothing so much came of that. I think you know, is more violence going to happen over there? Yeah, violence will always be happening over there. That's not the issue. We, as you know, normal United States citizens, are we going to be affected by that? I doubt it, really. I mean, life will go on for us, just like it did, you know, for most of us. Life, you know, for those of us that didn't, you know, go overseas to Afghanistan or Iraq, you know, life kind of carried on for us. And so I think that's what's going to happen again. I'm going to go back and turn off my tractor now that I got it warmed up. And alrighty, I'm glad that works. And we'll go over here to my I pour four-wheel and get that thing started up a little bit. I've got a flat tire on it that I've taken it to the tire shop once and they didn't fix it, so I'll have to go back. And again, we're just trying to keep everything rolling, everything moving. All right. Oh, I like it when everything starts. All right. Let that run a little while. But I think life for us will remain fairly normal. If any group of people that I felt should be concerned about retaliation by the Iranian government, maybe high population areas, which if you are a follower of Viking preparedness, you shouldn't be there anyhow. You know? So, but even then, I think, I think since 9/11, we've done a lot to protect our country, and we've done a lot to thwart a lot of terrorist acts. And so I don't really see that as, I don't see it as a big threat. Iran's not that big a country. They only have X amount of people. We have a much larger military. We have a lot more power that we can extend out Iran. And so I'm not overly concerned at this point as far as, U.S. citizens, normal U.S. citizens. Now, U.S. citizens over in the Middle East, they probably should be concerned. I know I've been getting alerts all day about embassies telling United States citizens to be more aware of their surroundings, and they are heightening their security status. In fact, if you hear that little thing going on, that's my phone telling me that probably something else is going on, and I'll check that after this video. So that's it for the homestead. If you're available on the 18th, show up. There's also another one on the 11th in Gilmore County Public Library. I forget the times for that, but if you're interested, come see us, come visit us. And I'm gonna go do a few more things, and I've got to start up one more piece of machinery, make sure it runs, and then I'll be good to go. So that's all I got for y'all. Y'all take care, stay safe and stay secure.